Equity can come in many different ways. It can come in the work, it can come in the knowledge you bring, it can come in the experience, it can come in money, which people always just go back to money and think, I have to have money to go out and make money. But really, money just comes from energy. This is for the younger entrepreneur out there with less experience, or someone who maybe has been an entrepreneur for a while and building a business for a while, but they're about to take it to the next step. And I just find this pretty funny. So just to give you a little context of where I'm taking this thing is, over the last couple years, I've been running and managing and really turned around completely, did a 180 with the properties, 8 apartments, and we've also owned a little bit of commercial real estate that we run business out of. And you're always coming across people, you're telling people what your dreams and goals are, and you're telling people what you want to do, and it's just been funny to me that when they say, oh, well, when you're getting closer, give me a call, we'd love to be able to finance that deal for you, or et cetera, whatever it might be. So it could be a bank for this situation. And when these deals start to come along and you want to grow from 8 units to 88 units, they start to question your abilities a little bit. And I've had this problem with a couple of banks that I'm talking to, and there's been a couple of banks that straight up just said no because of my experience. And I'm like, look, how am I supposed to get this experience? And it's the same thing in the job market. How am I supposed to get this experience if no one's helping me grow, right? So what you really have to do is, if that person that you're talking to, just like if a customer you're talking to or a potential customer you're talking to is not interested, move on, go to the next one. It's the same thing with the banks. And what a couple of them have told me, which I find this pretty funny, and I don't want this to come off weird or anything, but they're like, oh, well, just give us, let us know maybe in the future once you get some experience, we'd love to do some deals with you. And it's like, dude, the odds of me coming back here after I've had some success, why would I? Why would I then turn around and leave the people who first believed in me? It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would I come back to you? And unless your deal and your offering was that much better, it just doesn't make sense. So if you're not willing to take a risk with me right now and roll with it, the odds are just not there. But this is a mindset that you have to have as an entrepreneur. When you run into walls, you got to find a way to either break through them, climb over them, go around them, build under them, whatever it might be, and just keep plowing ahead. So many people, they hit some resistance along their path and they just stop and they're just knocked out. And it's a step-by-step process. Everything's a step-by-step process. No one's, the thing is, once you build momentum in anything, it just keeps going. But the momentum doesn't just automatically, the roller coaster just doesn't start going down, right? The roller coaster has to click, 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 and you got to go click, 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 click with whatever you're building. So as a young entrepreneur, to get your experience, there's people out there that will lend you money. There's investors out there who will help be a part of your project. But you do have to have a track record. So at some point, you just have to start. Whether if you're looking at real estate, or if you're looking at inventing a product, to keep all your cords straight. Your electronical cords that charge all your devices, they keep them all straight when you travel. So if you're looking to do something, you just got to start. And when you start working on something, you're going to have other people that will come along you and help you. But if you never start, don't expect anyone else to take the initiative to start something for you if you're not putting in any of the work. You have to have some of that. You have to have some equity on the line, whether that's actual. Now equity can come in many different ways. It can come in the work, it can come in the knowledge you bring, it can come in the experience, it can come in money, which people always just go back to money and think, I have to have money to go out and make money. But really, money just comes from energy. And if you just have enough energy to overcome all these obstacles, any obstacle you come across, and just to keep talking to people and keep sharing your ideas with people, you're gonna find the people that will want to come with you. So that's just what's on my heart a little bit, because it's frustrating sometimes, and just share your heart with people, tell people where you're going, be honest with people, be blunt with people. Like I was with the banks, just be blunt with them, and you're gonna find people that want to come along on this ride. So if there's really one thing that I took away from this whole process and this round of deals, is to just remind myself and to not just get married early on to one bank. And what I mean by that is, you have a closing day, or when you write an offer, you obviously have a purchase price. You have, a day that the inspection needs to be done by, the day that the appraisal has to be done by, and financing has to be approved by, and then you have a closing date. So if you miss those deadlines, the deal's done, right? So what we did early on this, one that we kind of we still got a great deal, but I just looking back on it, I'm like, man, I think we could have got a better deal on it. Early on, we basically just said yes to this one bank. We told the other banks, hey, we already got a bank picked. We hadn't really seen the amortization on it. We hadn't seen all the information on the deal. And what happened is we started going through it, and I think that bank maybe started to realize that they were the only one in the running for the deal. And what happened was we kind of got to a point where, you know, we needed to put more money down into the deal than we wanted to. And I think, you know, if we would have had another bank or two that's interested, that we only would have had to put down, you know, the lower amount that we wanted to put down, I think we would have been able to use that as leverage against the bank to, you know, get them to come down on what we needed for a down payment. And so, not that it worked out bad. I mean, it's still going to work out great going forward. But you know, what I'll probably do going forward is I'll talk to 4 or 5 banks each time. And that way, if on day 1, all 4 or 5 of them are interested, and by day 10, 1 drops off, I still got 4 to work with. And if by day 15, another 2 drop off, I've still got a couple to work with. And who cares at that point if, you know, when it comes time to decide which bank to work with, if you have options between 2 banks, great, right? Options and flexibility are what you're looking for in this thing. To get the best deal, and you'll be able to choose from not only the numbers and the interest rate, the down payment, amortization, but also the people. I mean, sometimes it just straight up comes down to the people that you're working with, and you'll choose based on that. And so, whereas if the first time, I mean, like when you first start, if you just talk to one bank and then 35 days go by, and that bank decides, hey, we don't want to do this deal, now you probably just lost the deal because you missed the financing and or appraisal, or, you know, whatever deadline it may be. So keep your options open. Another thing is always share. You know, the reason I do this stuff and create this content is because of the value that it brings our brand and business. I mean, it allows people to know what we're doing, and it allows, you know, people give our brand and everything attention based off of this stuff online. So I'm always letting people know, not to be like bragging about what's going on, but to let people know so that, you know, if ever we do have to raise money, we can go out and raise it. People know what we're doing. People have seen the work that we're doing. If we need, if one of these videos people see that we need some landscaping done, like the other day I had 2 people reach out to me after I went out showing people the 88 units and what we need to have done. I had 2 people reach out to me who will probably both give me really good bids from the video. So it's just stuff like that, and always let people know, because here's an example of the actual raising money. You know, there was another project we were working on, and the bank came back and said, hey, you guys are going to need an extra 5% down on this property. And, you know, we're scratching our head because it was a good amount. I mean, it was a good amount of sum of money that we needed to come up with. And, you know, so we kind of opened it up. I kind of talked to some people who follow me regularly. I talked to some friends. I talked to some family. You know, so people knew about it, and we had interest. They were asking a lot of questions and everything, which is fine, obviously, if they're going to invest their money, you know. So we're kind of going through that process, and I actually had accepted 2 guys, and I said, yeah, hey, you know, we'd love to have you come on board, but this is what we need, and they were going to have a small percentage of the property. Well, little behold, my partner in the deal, his grandma wanted to just invest the whole thing and take it all, and that's what she did. And so I ended up having to tell the guys, you know, hey, you know, it's just not worth it for you guys to come in and have such a small part of this deal, and we just raised it from 1 person. So that's always a good situation to be in if you know, are oversubscribed to the amount of money that you are trying to raise. And the deal worked out great because we're able to go out and get the deal, and me and my buddy, being younger, we're going to be able to build our balance sheet and build our wealth and build up some equity. And you know, this property a couple years down the road is going to be a tremendous property, paying a lot of distributions. Grandma's happy because she's going to get a 6% return on her money the first 3 years, and then it's going to definitely accelerate and increase well beyond that down the road in years 4, 5, and beyond. So that's just some food for thought today. Appreciate all your attention. Appreciate you watching. I hope this helps. We'll talk to you later.